It's our favorite bit, Chasing History.
It's the most cherished record in all of sports. Ted Williams' 84-game on-base streak. Shohei Ohtani is chasing history.
See, the kids just tuning in are like, wow, I learned a lot about the 1940s just from this show. Chasing history, he is more than halfway to Ted Williams. And for the hitting streak, which is DiMaggio, 56, the other thing we always did was he's halfway to DiMaggio. Shohei Ohtani has now an on-base streak of 43 games. Now, it goes back to last year. It's a wraparound. I'm not big on that either, but that is how we've historically done it. And here are the all-time leaders. Ted Williams, all-time with 84. Then he's second. Then DiMaggio, 1941, within that 56-game hitting streak. But, again, on-base is where it's at. Shohei Ohtani has been on-base 43 straight times. By the way, he had 6 solid innings last night on the mound. Haven't seen that. That's remarkable. But this kind of snuck up on me as well. This is amazing what he's doing.
Well, I mean, isn't that just the sentence for everything with the guy? It's like we're covering a myth. Like we're almost second tier how good a pitcher he is at this point, which is probably a top 15 in the sport pitcher, while probably being the number 1 hitter or number 2 hitter, and putting together this thing. I will say, if you were asking me what's more impressive, especially in this day, I would say a pure hitting streak, because it's just so hard to land a hit. And you could be a guy like Barry Bonds playing on a team that's not great, and you're just getting walked all the time. And you kind of could start building a streak. Having said that, they're both impossible to get to the numbers they're getting to, and who knows when he'll stop.
And the top 3 are from, again, from the war years, back in the day. I want to take a look. There's a funny moment here, Al, you can weigh in on this, where there was a near challenge from Ohtani. There was a challenge from Ohtani, but was there a cross-up on this where, watch Ohtani go to his hat, and then from there, Will Smith goes to the top of his helmet to challenge. And meanwile, George Springer's like, wait, what? Like, are we disputing this call? Where are you on this?
First pitch of the game, guys. Like, I think that's the surprise, and it was below the zone.
Well, also, it's like, it's a ball. Like, Springer's like, no, it's a ball, man.
And now when we're watching the ABS, that's considered not even close.
Was that a thing? Because, like, part of his... You have tics, right? You have physical tics that you just do, and he goes back and fixes his hat all the time.
I don't know. Does he? I mean, it looked pretty demonstrative. He went... Like, I did a lot of stuff, but I didn't go...
Well, they're now... This is interesting. We're talking about this, about the Twins. They're the most aggressive, challenging team out there. They're trying to keep pitchers out of that. If you were pitching, would you want the right to do it, or would you demand the right to do it, or would you rather have your catcher handle it?
Am I a rookie, or am I 15 years in the big leagues?
You're 10 years and you're Al Leiter. You're a big shot.
The only time I would do it if it was just so obvious, where you throw it and you go, what is that?
I've seen that look before. Yeah, you would do it. You would do it a few times, but you've seen like they're not great at it. I'm wondering if there is like you work out a signal where, come on, bro, do it. But you can't do that. You got to go here or do something else.
The catcher should have the best, right? He sits there and he catches thousands of pitches.
Right.
He knows the strike zone.
And they were also training on it this spring, a lot of places where they had like the television screen up here and catchers were watching on how to do the ABS. The pitcher isn't doing that, and the pitcher is 60 feet away, and the pitcher is falling off the mound often and doesn't have a great view. So the catcher should do this.
And the up down is the hardest part, right? It's 23% and 58%.
And you want it so much, I think, is the main thing. Like you're begging for any type of break. By the way, Jays did beat the Dodgers 4-3. That was important for them to avoid a sweep and get wiped out.
In the Blue Jays and Dodgers, a rematch of the 2025 World Series. Dodgers had taken the first 2 games of the series, but in Game 3 of this series, the Blue Jays found a way to scratch a run to win the game.
Jimenez takes his lead. It's Schneider on third, and Jimenez off on the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Smith will throw through, and it skips away from Rojas. Schneider charging home. He'll slide in, and the Blue Jays take the lead.
Paz has got a great arm. We know that. Hemi battles, gets the ball through, and then, first to third, and then, Hemi taking advantage of, times to the plate. Smith made a good throw, too. It was going to be close. Kind of have to take advantage of that stuff right now, kind of like in those margins. So Schneid being heads up, all around good game for him.
And the streak is over. The Blue Jays have won a game. They down the Los Angeles Dodgers 4-3, coming back as they did so often in 2025 to pick up what feels like a much-needed win.
Kind of fitting that we kind of, snap this skid with using everyone, almost everyone, like we kind of do, and everyone kind of doing their part.
And you heard the voice of John Schneider there, the manager of the Toronto Blue Jays. Look, they go into this game struggling defensively, struggling offensively, and then they have to face Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani wasn't as strong when it comes to striking out guys, only struck out 2, but the walk that he gave up in the top of the bottom of the third inning created a run as Jesus Sanchez goes the other way, drives in a run. But it was Shohei Ohtani that also kept his team in it. When he leaves the game with the lead. And at the same time, you're saying, okay, he does his job. Now, will the rest of the guys be able to do their jobs? You got Dreyer, Trinan, and Kasparius. Are they going to be able to put goose eggs up? Answer, no. And one of the big reasons also, and I think with John Schneider, after getting kicked out of the game the day before, he looks like he motivated his guys a little bit. He pressed the right buttons. He brings in Davis Schneider to pinch hit in the 7th inning. He ends up drawing not only a walk and scoring, but he does it 2 times, draws 2 walks in the game, scores both times. They take advantage of an error, of a throwing error that I thought should have gone to Miguel Rojas on the play at second base on the attempted steal. But yet, Steve, this is a team that had to take advantage of mistakes. And the mistakes that the Dodgers made, a team that rarely makes mistakes, they ended up paying for it. And the Toronto Blue Jays, man, they needed this one. Like, they didn't need a huge game, especially in April.
I mean, I don't never like to put a lot of emphasis on April games because you got 150 games left in the season. But that being said, they had lost 5 straight games or, 6 straight games. They were playing poorly. They weren't hitting at all. They're down near the bottom offensively. And they've got so many injuries now with 4 starting pitchers on the injured list. The starting catcher, Alejandro Kirk, which I don't know that people really understand how important he is. Yeah. Like, he's one of the best pitch framers in the game. So he's going to force you to potentially lose challenges. He's one of the best 2-strike hitters in all of baseball. He's a clutch hitter. He lets the ball travel, can punch it the other way. And I don't know that people understand what a loss that is for the Blue Jays. And so they've got a lot to overcome right now, and they need Vladdy to get it going. Vladdy ran into a horrible out. He was on second base with nobody out, ran into an out at third base on a ground ball hit in front of him. And he was mad at himself. He yelled at himself, but there's some over trying taking place right now for the Blue Jays, and that can get you into a bad spot if you try to do a little bit too much. So they're working hard to try to keep things under control, but it was a good win yesterday. They needed to get back on the winning track a little bit and get back into it. And the good thing for them is they have today off again, which allows them the ability to sort of absorb the win and feel good about it for more than 24 hours so that they can start to reinforce to themselves, everything's going to be okay. We're going to get back on track.
Yeah, they're going to get back on track. The other guy that they're missing out on, too, is Addison Barger, right? We saw how important he was last year to the team. And it was the ability that he had to play right field, the ability that he had to play third base, the ability also that he has to square up baseballs and crush them from the left side. So it takes away a little bit from the left side power that they have by not having him there, and the balance in the lineup as well. And with Okamoto, who has struck out already half of his at-bats this year, if you want to give him a day off, you don't have the luxury of being able to have in Addison Barger a left-handed bat that can move from the outfield to third base and sort of just give Okamoto a breather and see it from the other lens. So all those things are adding up right now for the Toronto Blue Jays. But if you ask John Schneider and you ask the rest of the team, nobody's feeling sorry for them. So they're not going to feel sorry for themselves. They're going to have to continue to battle and grind in these games.
Yeah, there's any question they're going to have to really push it. And so, but they need the stars to step up a little bit too and get some margin for error. Now, the good news is Max Scherzer is going to come back and make his next start. Remember, he left with some forearm irritation or tendonitis, but it sounds like he's going to be okay and back in the rotation, able to take the ball the next time around.